In our journey through life, moments of uncertainty often lead us to question our purpose and accomplishments. We may find ourselves pondering whether we are making the most of our time on Earth and why our aspirations seem elusive. These feelings can stir within us, keeping us awake at night as we search for answers. But fear not, for within these pages lie the keys to unlocking the wisdom you seek. Brimming with profound spiritual insights and practical counsel, this text serves as a beacon of hope for those navigating the complexities of existence. It offers a roadmap for nurturing your soul, guiding you towards a deeper understanding of the universe and your role within it. Armed with this newfound perspective, you will emerge with a renewed sense of direction and purpose. As you delve into these reviews, you will discover the fallacy of relying solely on willpower. Explore transformative techniques to reshape your reality. Learn how cultivating self-love intertwines with the essence of faith, illuminating the path forward in your journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. Intention is a profound force that extends beyond mere determination or willpower. It encompasses the underlying energy that drives the universe, shaping our thoughts, actions, and ultimately, our reality. While many might view intention as a product of individual effort or desire, its true essence lies in its universal presence, existing both within us and around us. Contrary to conventional wisdom, intention is not something we create or control. Rather, it's a pervasive energy field that permeates our existence. It's akin to a cosmic current, guiding the flow of events and influencing the outcomes we experience. This understanding of intention transcends personal ambition or motivation, revealing a deeper interconnectedness with the world around us. Reflecting on our own creation offers profound insight into the nature of intention. From the moment of conception, intention shapes our development and trajectory in life. Consider the intricate process of cellular division and differentiation that unfolds within the womb, each step driven by an inherent intention encoded within our very being. This intrinsic purpose propels us forward, guiding us toward the fulfillment of our unique destiny. Moreover, intention is not exclusive to humans. It permeates all forms of life. From the majestic lion prowling the savanna to the humble acorn nestled in the forest floor, every living being is imbued with this innate force. Even the smallest seed carries within it the intention to grow into a towering tree, symbolizing the inherent potential present within all living organisms. However, the exercise of free will introduces a complex dynamic into the equation. While other species instinctively follow the path of intention, humans possess the capacity to either align with or resist this guiding force. Our ability to choose introduces a degree of uncertainty, as we navigate the interplay between personal desires and universal intentions. The primary obstacle to aligning with intention lies in the ego, the construct of identity and self-image that often clouds our perception. Rooted in notions of achievement, possession, and social validation, the ego perpetuates a cycle of illusion and disconnection from our true purpose. Yet, by transcending the limitations of ego-driven consciousness, we can attune ourselves to the subtle whispers of intention and reclaim our innate power. In essence, embracing intention offers a pathway to self-realization and fulfillment. It invites us to surrender to the inherent wisdom of the universe, trusting in the unfolding of our journey with unwavering faith. By aligning our thoughts, actions, and intentions with the greater flow of existence, we unlock the boundless potential within us and step into the fullness of our being. To achieve something incredible, you must believe you can achieve it. Perhaps the best example of harnessing the power of intention is an iron ship. In centuries past, ships were made of wood, never iron. The reason for this was that wood floated on water, whereas iron sank. But eventually, people realized that iron can float as long as it isn't heavier than the mass of the water it displaces. Why did it take people so long to realize that iron could float? The problem was that they had been focusing on what wasn't possible, rather than what was. This is the key message. To achieve something incredible, you must believe you can achieve it. Don't dwell on the difficulty or unlikeliness of achieving something. Consider Alexander Graham Bell. The inventor of the telephone didn't spend his time thinking about not communicating with people. Similarly, Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, didn't dwell on darkness. Just like these culture-changing innovators, you shouldn't waste time thinking about failure if you intend to succeed. You can focus your mind on success by imagining that you have already achieved what you intend to do. Visualize a situation in which the thing you want is already a reality. That it's something happening to you in the present, rather than in the future. This is a technique that the author used himself. When he wanted to write a book, he imagined that he had already written it. Your imagination is connected to the energy field of intention. So when you use your imagination to visualize that you already have what you want, you are connecting to the power of intention and helping to bring what you want into reality. Sadly, most of us don't value our imaginations. Instead, we mistakenly believe we can achieve our goals by sheer willpower, never realizing that it's imaginative power that will really get us there. Not convinced? Then consider the ancient practice of firewalking, in which a person walks over hot coals with bare feet. If you think the coals are going to burn you, then you'll have to muster up all your willpower to walk across them. And when you do, guess what? You'll burn your feet. But if you imagine that you can walk across the coals completely unscathed, then, the author claims, you will be able to cross them without getting so much as a blister. That's the difference between your willpower and your imagination. Quote, "Align your thoughts with the positive, life-affirming energy of God. On your path to intention, you may well come up against some obstacles. A good analogy for overcoming these obstacles is a television game show called The Match Show, in which two teammates each give individual responses to a question. At the end, they are awarded points according to how many of their responses matched each other. To harness intention, you need to respond to challenges in a way that matches the creative power of God. Once you start doing this, you cannot help but succeed in everything you intend to do. But when you think negatively, you work against God's creative energy, and achieving your aims becomes more difficult. Here's the key message. Align your thoughts with the positive, life-affirming energy of God. One major obstacle to intention is focusing on things you feel are missing from your life. You might, for instance, find yourself focusing on your lack of money. But just by thinking about something, you help introduce it to your reality. So if you think about being poor, then you invite more poverty into your life. This idea is not new. The Old Testament, for example, says, "As he thinketh, so is he." With the creative power of God, you can match your thoughts with your intentions by changing your focus. Instead of telling yourself you're poor, start saying, "I have an abundance in my life." Another obstacle to intention is dwelling on what has been, and letting that determine what will be. For instance, you might have a particular story that you tell yourself on a regular basis. That story might go something like, "I have struggled all my life to make friends and form meaningful relationships." Can you see the problem with focusing on the past like this? As we've already learned, the imagination is a powerful thing. By imagining yourself in a particular way, in this case, as a loner who struggles with interpersonal relationships, you are giving your imagination a story that you need to live up to. Since God and the power of intention flow through your imagination, that story will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. In contrast, the most successful people know that having these rigid stories about themselves will not help them succeed. So instead of dwelling on what has always been, try to think about what will be in the future. Try saying, "I will be surrounded by loving friends," and see how quickly your reality changes. Single quote.
Yesterday, while watching Mr. Beast's video, I dozed off. Upon waking up, I saw 240 million subscribers and felt a rush of excitement, only to realize it wasn't my channel. But fear not. Together, by me delivering impactful book summaries and you hitting that like, share, and subscribe button, we'll bridge the gap swiftly. Please play your part, and I'll uphold my commitment. Thank you, and stay tuned for more insightful content. Back to the review.
You have just as much purpose as the God who made you. For many of us, there's one question that keeps us awake at night. That question is, what am I doing with my life? We wonder what our purpose is here, what we were put on this earth to do. Finding an answer may not be easy, but the power of intention can shine a light on your confusion. While you may struggle with feeling that you have no purpose in life, the wonderful truth is that you have always had a purpose, from before you were born, indeed, before the moment of your conception. Sound bizarre? Not when you consider that everything in the universe is a part of God, even the molecules and particles that were your building blocks before you were conceived. The key message here is, you have just as much purpose as the God who made you. If God has a purpose, and you are part of Him, that means you have the very same purpose that God has. And what is God's purpose? It's to create, to give life, to be a beacon of love, beauty, and peace. So that's your purpose, too. But not only are you a part of God, you were made by Him, too. And He made you purposefully. Your life will always have meaning because you were made on purpose. Of course, most of us need something a little more concrete than this. If you yearn to articulate your purpose, then, once again, you can look to God for inspiration. Consider the fact that God spends all His time giving, whether it's life, love, or wisdom. You can find a purpose in giving, too. If giving doesn't sound as good as receiving, then think about the fact that you came into this world with nothing, and you will leave with nothing. You can't take your time, your possessions, or your knowledge with you, so you might as well give those things away while you can. One of the best ways to give is to be of service to others. The author found no greater sense of fulfillment than hearing people say that his books had changed their lives. Knowing that he had been of service to his readers was worth more than any check or glowing book review he could have received. So if you are seeking purpose, find it in being truly useful to those around you. Self-love is a crucial part of intention and spirituality. How much do you love yourself? To harness the power of intention, you'll need to regard yourself with total acceptance and appreciation. Remember, your aim is to work in loving harmony with God, not against Him. And the truth is that you can't love God without loving yourself. God's field of intention is powered by love, beauty, and creative energy. To get in touch with this positive energy field, you need to send out positive energy vibrations yourself. But how can you put out positive, loving energy into the world, and receive this sort of energy in return, if you don't love yourself? This is the key message. Self-love is a crucial part of intention and spirituality. To love God and follow His intention, you must realize that there is no difference between God and you. You are a part of God. You are His love, His wisdom, His creativity, and His success. When you love yourself, you also acknowledge your love for God. But when you turn away from yourself, when you regard yourself as ugly, stupid, or limited, then you are turning away from God's love, as well as His abilities. How you feel about yourself is crucial because it determines what kind of energy you send out into the world. People with high self-esteem send out high-frequency energy. They vibrate with the soaring majesty of God and the universe. As a result, these people attract high-frequency energy, too. They receive abundance from God and succeed with their intention. But those with low self-esteem send out lower-frequency energy, and they attract more of the same, in the form of pain, poor relationships, and failure. You can raise your self-esteem by employing some simple techniques. First, you can face yourself in the mirror every morning and say, "I love myself." You might worry that doing this will swell your ego, but there is nothing wrong with confirming your self-love. After all, you are not saying you are more worthy of love than others or superior to anyone else. Instead, by affirming that you love yourself, you are also reaffirming your love of God. Once you open yourself up to self-love, you also open yourself up to the power of intention. This power will flow into you as you become God's loving host. Once you are hosting God within you, you will feel His divine influence over everything you do as He guides you toward your true intention. Single quote. Letting go of stress brings you closer to God. A racing heart, butterflies in your stomach, or a powerful sense of dread. Most of us have experienced stress and anxiety at some point in our lives. Living a stressful existence doesn't seem to be something that any of us intends, and yet stress often comes knocking at our door. So how can we say goodbye to stress for good? Although stress might feel like a natural reaction when bad things happen, there's nothing natural about these unpleasant sensations. We humans are a part of God, and God is peace and serenity. Here's the key message. Letting go of stress brings you closer to God. So how can we intentionally banish stress from our lives and reconnect to tranquility? The first step is realizing that stress is a choice. It's not a physical event that happens to you. When you suffer a panic attack, you are not literally being attacked. Instead, stress or anxiety are simply reactions, which are in your control. One simple technique for reducing stress is to catch your stress reaction before it takes hold of you. For instance, imagine you are waiting in line behind someone who is taking up a lot of the cashier's time with questions you think are stupid. Before long, you get impatient, and you start to feel stressed. This is the point at which you need to stop and reflect on your thoughts and feelings. Consider that the more stressed you get, the more disconnected you become from your natural state, and from God. To get closer to God and to feel joyful again, you need to change how you look at the situation. Look at the slow person in front of you again. Is he an annoyance to stress about, or is he actually a gift from God, put there to remind you to relax and bring you closer to your intention? When the author found himself in this exact situation, he managed to think about the man as an angel who had been sent from God as a reminder to reconnect to the power of intention. This might sound far-fetched, but when you feel stressed, try to see all the things that get you down as signs that you need to rethink how you relate to the world. Single quote. The universe will send great people to you, when you're ready. Do you always seem to pick the wrong person as a friend or partner? Do you find that those around you don't love or support you in the way you know you deserve? If any of this sounds familiar, then things need to change. But it's not the people in your life who need to change. It's you. All too often, when people let us down, we pin the blame on them. But if you want the right people to enter your life, then you need to do things differently. The key message here is, the universe will send great people to you, when you're ready. If you want to receive loving, supportive people into your life, then you need to become this sort of person yourself. Consider the cold, self-centered person who complains to his friends that the people he becomes romantically involved with are selfish and unfeeling. How can this person expect to be loved if he doesn't love anyone himself? The truth is that the right people for you are out there, and what's more, you don't even have to look hard to find them. In fact, you are already connected to them because all of us are connected together through the universe and God. All you need to do is have faith that these loving, supportive people are going to walk into your life at the right moment. When you have this absolute faith, you project confidence and trust into the world. You will be working with, rather than against, the field of intention, and God will respond by sending these people to you. That's not to say that they will show up exactly when you want them to. Instead, they will appear when you are truly ready and willing to receive them, when your heart is open, and when you have already become the person that you wish to meet. With this in mind, it's important to have patience. The power of intention will move at its own speed. Urging it to move faster is a little like kneeling in the dirt and tugging on a green shoot, hoping that it will blossom into a flower more quickly. Instead of trying to force relationships and connections to happen sooner, trust that everything will happen when it's supposed to. In fact, it may only be at the end of your life's journey that you will be able to understand that everyone showed up at just the right time, that it was all a part of God's divine intention. Final summary. The key takeaway from these insights is that rather than worrying about the trajectory of your life or the extent of your material possessions, it's vital to place trust in your connection with a higher power, often referred to as God. By maintaining an open heart and a sense of faith, you will naturally find yourself on the path that aligns with the divine intention set forth for you. Actionable advice. Confront your deepest fear. While the thought of facing one's mortality can be profoundly unsettling, embracing the concept of intention can help alleviate this fear. Recognize that your existence transcends mere physicality. You are not confined to your bodily form. Instead, you are a soul intricately linked to the universal energy of intention and divine purpose. Just as God is eternal, so too are you. Your essence persists beyond the boundaries of life and death, forever integrated into the fabric of the cosmos. Join me on a journey of growth and empowerment. My YouTube channel is dedicated to distilling wisdom from life-changing books, aiming to empower and inspire countless individuals this year. Let's come together to reach the incredible milestone of 100,000 subscribers. Spread kindness by liking, sharing with your circle, and subscribing. And don't forget to ring the notification bell to stay updated with our daily book summaries. Together, we can make a meaningful difference.